Welcome everyone to the 53rd MLPDS live
Woo!
stream. Yeah, we're over 1 year. Wow,
Ah!
like 3 weeks really, but who's counting? Well,
Well, we could be like one of those moms that like only tells their babies by month and not year.
oh yeah. Even when they're like 38 years old.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, my little Jimmy's 638 months.
Oh God.
Uh
Too much. Too far.
So welcome everyone. Today we have Aliclaw,
Hi.
Vitalmender, and myself. And I don't know if anyone else. If anyone else is joining, just yell.
Scream. Shout. Let it all out.
These are the things we talk about. Oh, that might be copyrighted. Wait.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh no, we can't get busted again.
YouTube. The YouTube cops are after us.
Alright, where's my zoom? There it is. So let's get started. Because, I mean, you guys come here for this, not for our voices, right?
Nope. Though
We've been
apparently
told
do.
people I know. It makes me so proud. I could
Radio
just.
show. Radio show.
We tried that, remember? We failed. Like,
That was a whole other mess. That was a hot mess, whatever that was.
ooh. I mean, what would the radio show be about? Ponies?
Music, band, better lives.
It's. We apparently have interesting lives. I wasn't ever informed of this, but.
Today I sat at my desk.
Alright, so the first picture on our list. It is tried going from grayscale to color. I'm looking for critique on the coloring slash shading, but any pointers on improving would be much appreciated! Exclamation mark. It's by Lesson Zero, and it was posted a whole day ago.
Woo. So they're going for the I know mostly Assassin Monkey who does that technique. That's all I can ever think of when I think of grayscale the color.
View does it too. I've seen him. Well, I've seen him do it. Yeah, I can't think of many other people offhand.
I'm sure there's other that do. Not many people talk about their process really.
Yeah, it's hard to know what they're doing when they don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Despite me standing over their shoulder and watching, I mean, I was told to stop doing that.
It's just magic and probably hide better. The bushes or a tree, maybe.
Uh-oh, Allie. I have a problem.
What happened?
My pen is so far off where I'm actually pointing.
Oh
So
no.
everyone gets to watch me do a calibration now. Oh god,
Getting
why why is it so bad?
See, now they're getting the behind the scenes whole shabam.
Don't they usually get the behind the scenes while we do technical difficulty derpy?
Um, Sometimes we put up technical derpy though.
There. This poor person who I'm gonna link this critique is gonna be like, I was 4 minutes into this and all I saw was calibration. I don't understand. Alright, let's critique this thing.
Alright, I should probably not use blue on Rainbow Dash.
Uh you know what? I should probably use blue either. Okay.
Okay.
I
So,
think go ahead. That's all yours.
I was just gonna ask, like, what do you wanna talk about anatomy first, then go into the grayscale thing, or just wanna focus on the grayscale? That's what they asked.
They were talking about the anatomy or about the grayscale, not the anatomy as much. You know what? I'll be honest. There's not really large issues with the anatomy that I see. It
Maybe
is,
like the arm could be moved over a little.
yeah, maybe. And case of the anime mouth, maybe. But their eyes are anime eyes too. So is it? I mean, it seems to be part of the style.
I don't think I don't think you need to push it too much, but like for bone structure wise, I think really my only big thing is moving arm back a little bit and maybe curling this more outward. Very like It'd be like if you're trying to get your wrist to touch your like arm. It's
Yeah.
the only thing I can think of. So if you
The back of
do
this
that.
mane here, you see what it's doing? So they have it attached up here like a bang,
Oh,
and then
nifty.
it comes down and curves behind the head. It looks cool if it would be a bang hanging off the side.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, pony manes are, stuck in two ways. They're either a toupee on the top of the head or they're the mohawk. They usually don't have bangs unless if they're formed from the long hair, and they definitely don't form a very long bang that wraps behind. Although that
Now,
sounds like an interesting style.
it does. Well, actually, something you could probably do to make it feel a little bit nicer and that it's not just this one long strand coming off from her, you could just make this a short, spiky kind of like, like a pixie thing coming off, and then have it be its own defined thing. It's like it's wrapped around, and then kind of also have the hair.
I would
Have it like pop, so it looks like it's sitting in the front, not that it's like the ears just randomly coming out.
totally. Oh man, that looks good. I would just, as I've done with the green here, I just
Oh
bring it
yeah,
up a
yeah,
bit, just so it doesn't look like it's forming out of the base of the ear.
totally.
Because I don't think Rainbow Dash would have multicolored ear hair. Although, no, I'm drawing that one day. Old lady Rainbow Dash with the multicolored ear hair.
Oh my god. What about nose hair? Should we just go full out?
Yes. The little pieces of stubble that old people occasionally pick up.
Oh god. Done. Perfect. Somebody make it alive.
Make it so, number one. So let's talk about your approach with shading. The approach with grayscale works great, as long as you approach it in the right method here. So what it looks like, at least from us, from our standpoint of you've done here, is you've used the overlay. Yeah, I would say overlay.
Yeah, I'd say overlay.
Yeah, use the overlay, and then you've done up your grayscale on a layer beneath it, and then overlaid color onto it. It it would technically work. The problem with it is it doesn't. You're still getting gray values. It's not using that black value to adjust the color.
Mm-hmm.
So what you'll want to try is a different blending mode. They do the multiply and what was the other one?
Well,
Oh,
doesn't multiply, it just darkens.
well, it adds the two hue values together. Or
Ah.
saturation values? I think it's saturation values. Let me check an actual art program. One sec. Go into actual art.
And
Oh,
it really all depends on what program you use.
I don't remember where they were in here. Do. Have to create new layers.
I mean, there's something nice that Clip Studio Paint just added. They have a hue, saturation, color layers that you can do blending.
Oh, I gotta try
So
those.
those are fun. Definitely helpful when you want to change like color. You can change color, or if you're looking for a saturation change. They are what they're named. You change the hue, change the color, change the saturation.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all things to look at when doing the black and white to color. Using these tools to do that switch. If you ever have a chance to watch an Assassin Monkey stream, usually it's like every week. And he also has progress shots, and he's a very nice person. I suggest you message them for tips on this, because like I said, that's the base of their method of arting. So, like I said, he's a really nice person. Don't be afraid to message people. At least they can do is like look at it and try to help it. Yeah.
We got a thank you from Binky. You're welcome, Binky.
Oh, you're welcome.
Will we get to see a preview of what it looks like? All right. So I'd just like to do a quick demonstration of what you're doing. We're just going to throw some whites there and some darks over here.
Oh, you're clever. You're doing it the smart.
There. So we have the color range that you've done where we just go to the black and the white, And we just blend that with the color we're trying to use. It seems like that would be the answer, right? Because the lack, as you go to darker on there, it looks darker. Unfortunately, the lack of light does not mean it's actually going to a black. It's just pulling color out of there. You don't get the reflection of the color back to your eyes. So what that should mean is you go to a darker color, which is moving towards those blues. The center of the blue is pretty much as dark as she goes. We want to go with a nice saturated but dark blue. And if we go into there, we'll throw it onto... Oh, wait, it's got a water brush. Here we go. Go onto here. Nice dark blue. And if I drop down the hardness, up the smudging, drop the opacity, hopefully it'll do what I need. No, it's not doing nearly what I need. Whatever.
My line. One day I'll get this tablet to stop doing that.
I don't think you ever will.
Probably not.
Oh, it is doing what I need, but because I'm on a different layer. Ha ha ha! I'm silly. Oh, that's much better. There it goes. And as we go to that brighter, yeah, that's much better, which I hoped out of this brush.
Nice.
All right, how's the 10-second shading? Going from a darker color without moving to black and moving to that lighter color. You see the big difference there? It holds. It's a lot more saturated, a lot bolder, and looks more realistic once you play with it a little bit. Of course, that's slightly off, but give it more than 10 seconds of play, and it'll get a lot better. You'll get a lot better response from it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, obviously this isn't exactly the prime art technology, this software, but I think the thing is that the main thing for me that it does, it makes her feel more alive. Like, I think of it like the discorded ponies, how they have, like, no color to them. They feel more towards the stoniness, you know. They don't feel alive. They feel down, droopy, and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
But this, you feel much, especially with such an expressive pose that you have going on with Rainbow Dash, having her actual colors shine in just makes her feel that much more bolder, that much more alive. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons people say stay away from black, unless you're going there is a thing for, you know, going dirty and gritty and just keeping to those colors. Yeah, that's, you know, art has 1,000 paths, but bringing out the color, full. And that can be changed up with how we were talking about earlier, different blending modes in your program. I'm not sure which art program you're using, but play with all the blending modes you have. Odds are, if you're using just like overlay, it's just keeping the blacks, and that's just going to keep your color dirty. So.
I found something.
I was drawing in white by accident.
Hello, Mr. Brick in a Wall.
Hi, Mr. Brick. And MC Layups.
Oh, guess what? Guess whose picture we have after this one?
Whose is?
It's MC Labs, or is it Brick and Wall? I forget.
You have the list. I don't.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Real quick, horrible sphere. So we're gonna quickly play with the blending options here. On layer 2 above it, I'm gonna throw some blue. Blah 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 blue. Oh yeah, blue. So much blue.
Blue.
And using, where is it? Oh, this doesn't even have an overlay, does it? It's got multiply. Oh, divide's cool. Burns the wrong answer. Dodges the wrong answer. Darkens the wrong answer. Lightens the wrong answer. No, it doesn't have anything that I could do it with. I could totally do it with that. Huzzah! That is black without black. Or dark.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Not perfect because these tools are sort of just clashed together, curmudgeoned together, I want to say. They aren't fully complete. Anything like Paint Tool, or Clip Art Studio, Photoshop, they'll all have much nicer layer options for those blending modes. So you're going to use those the best you can if you want to keep approaching it with that black and white shading method, which is completely fine. Multiple people use it. If you hop into our Discord, you can go talk to ViewRaster, who has showed it many a times as working perfectly. You can ask how he approaches it, what tools he uses, and how he does it. Unfortunately, I don't do it that way, so I don't know the exact options to choose. But it's worth asking him because he's good at answering questions.
And one other side thing I would suggest, especially if you're wanting to try to do the whole black and white to color, before you even think about moving to color, why don't you try some value studies? Really easy, just Google. There's 1,002 things on it out there. You see it a lot in watercolor, but basically value studies will help you break down and figure out how to work with the black and white first, because you really do need to have a certain understanding of value to be able to know where to spread the color. It can't just be like, oh, it's quick shading. There's kind of like a way to shape with value, a way to really see it, and like how you see Assassin Monkey do his entire thing in black and white, and it feels so like it pops, it feels right, things are laying in the right place, it really emphasizes the structure of whatever he's drawing. So yeah, I would highly suggest do some value studies. The simplistic thing of that is take something, turn it into black and white, and then pick 5 values from it, from darkest number 1 to, or lightest number 1 to darkest number 5, and just with those 5 colors recreate the image in black. Just doing that a few times, a few hundred, of course, because nothing can be done 5 times and you learn it in art. But something like that would really help with understanding the first step, because it's a process, the black and white to color. There's multiple parts. So take on one part at a time, break it down. Breaking it down is always a great thing to do in art.
Yeah. By the way, hello, Salami.
Oh, hello.
We have 14 users here. Nice.
It's a party.
All right. I think we should move on to the next one. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Scrolly. Hey, Rarity. MC Labs 15. I hope he's listening. We're going to see. Someone should ping him because he seems to be in the chat. Yeah. Someone type his name. Be like, MC Labs.
Let me wait for the voices to catch up because...
Yeah. Discord.
Wait.
But I'll give you the gist of this one. I drew a picture of everyone's favorite marshmallow horse.
Great marshmallow.
It is. The background makes me think she's about to murder me, though. It kind of looks like a crazy blood splatter.
It doesn't look anything like blood.
Okay.
MC is here. They responded.
I would like to remind everyone, we got an egg going on. Look at this one. This is oversized clothes. So we got an adorable horse with a beanie. We got Octavia in a purple sweater. And it looks like... I'm not sure which pony yet. In giant booties with a giant scarf. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. It's just adorable.
It's all cute.
You're all so adorable.
Guys,
it's some pony. It should be Masaryk pony, because I just see Masaryk in our voice chat now.
Hi, Master.
How's it going?
Oh, I thought he wandered away for a beer.
Had a chance to finally jump in for the first time in a while. How's everyone doing?
We're alive and well, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, we'll leave that one for later.
Well, he seems to be alive, so that's good. We have Ditsy.
Hi, Ditsy. Wait, I can wave Derpy.
Do it. Yeah.
Damn.
Wait. Oh, that's almost the same image.
Shh, don't question it. It's fine.
Yeah, I have a day I can finally come in here, but is there a different session now for the draw pile?
Shouldn't be.
Because I'm trying to join. It says it's different now.
Ellie, you want to throw him? I can throw in the details. Never mind. I got it.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna check if I'm still connected.
Looks like you are. I see your mouse moving. Boop. That's the IP. You want to nom that thing up. That's the wrong IP. I just gave you my internal one. That is not going to help you.
Don't worry, I didn't see a thing.
What? I sent it in a PM. But it still won't do anything for you.
Hack his computer.
Oh, it's because you're offline.
If you're offline, and I'll hug you.
There you go. I sent you the external one. Try that one.
For the host address, right?
Yep. Ooh.
Yeah, but how are people doing today?
Creating some art. What's that?
Good to see.
Hey, Q Pencil Case, are you looking for a critique on that? Or are you just wanting to show how far you've got in the last week? Okay, you want crit. Okay. Wait, you're doing that traditionally like that? No, I must be going crazy.
I think there's a digital overlay.
Okay. I was gonna say, what traditional medium are you smoking and how can I have all of it?
Cool
They're
to get
going
the
to do
kind-
it traditional.
I think this is a lighting test.
Oh, jeez, that's crazy. Okay, let's do this rah 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 rah.
Rah, rah, rah,
All right, so we're not that. But yeah,
rah. So I just I gave her a little more marshmallow on her neck. Just because ponies tend to have a little bit of marshmallow on. They got thick necks, they got big heads, they got support.
Big-headed ponies.
Gotta get those big marshmallows on there somehow. That's so no.
Marshmallow. See, I love the curls in the hair. Very nice done. See them? They have nice depth. Some good stuff going on. Got the ears going on.
You know, it's my thing.
you know what? You're allowed to do what it do.
The horn looks good. Goes on a little bit of an angle, but it's minimal. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would just be. I'd say you could give a little more to the smile on the opposite side, because kind of like it stops in the middle, and especially when you have division, your mouth doesn't disappear over here. There would be a little bit, but it wouldn't be as stretched as far. Why is it doing that? So just a little bit more if you're going sides more. Just a smidge, not too bad.
I would also consider making the muzzle pop out more by just making the division up here. I'm gonna throw that in red. Up here, just giving that a bolder line.
Mm-hmm. And also, it would be to watch out because your eyes, I know the one is curled up from the cheek, but still the point here, that right here, would still line up with the... Those are pretty well anchored, your little eye divots.
What else do we got?
The eyes?
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I would still suggest changing your background color. If that's on a different layer, you're just going to hue shift that thing. The reason I say that is red clashes with the rest of her. And it's very angry. This picture looks happy, joyous. I would go with something soft, a light blue, maybe a very light violet. Something that's going to complement her. The
blue is nice because it accents her eyes and her mane, or coat, because her coat is not white. It's like a blue white. It's very close to white, but it's still got some blue.
I agree with that. When you look at, especially Rarity, I think it's a good example, but for a lot of ponies, a lot of people who draw them seem to go with there's this one color and it's that perfect shade and it's perfect, nothing else. When in outside of that, it's not really that one shade. There are multiple hues, there are differences in it, and then if you're going to pull in the lighting sources or background or anything like that, that's also going to reflect upon it. It's never just going to be perfect. So just something to think about, but Allie's right on that.
The things. I mean, yeah, if you want to push for something, I would say push for more texture in the hair. You've got something started, but I think it pushed a little bit further, especially with your darks and the lights. Because when you look at hair, darks and lights are interspersed. Sure, there's pockets of darks and pockets of light, which you have lovely crafted in the curls here, where like you can really feel the depth of the curl and how it moves. Feel it in a 3D space. But then the hair itself, because it's all these strands, there's pockets of lights and darks, and it's spread throughout. Even in a place that's hit with like pure sunlight, there'll still be a pocket of dark because, like I said, there's so many little strands of hair covering up each other but still peeking through. But don't get caught up in the actually making each and every strand, because then you get into uncanny valley. That cannot turn out good. Yeah.
All right. You got any other questions there, MC Labs?
Speaking of hair, I'll just drop this hair tutorial that Vira Super created. Womp. For hair, to get that texture. All strandiness without making every last strand.
It's a good tutorial.
I'd say overall what you have here is definitely a good start. I don't think there's anything that I could come across and say was done poorly or needs to be markedly improved. I think you've done good in every area. It's just improving what you have and continuing to work on it. It would be really the only good critique I can give you there, is that you've done well and decent in most things. Just keep working on improving that and seeing what you want to try to do experiments on. I think the background you've done is a pretty good experiment here. See if you can try and reflect that a bit more, and literally when I say reflect, try and bring the character more into the background more into the character. Usually what I like to talk about is how you can make the scene and the characters in the scene develop together more so, rather than just being a stark difference from the two. So maybe experiment with that. I think that'd be a good challenge for yourself to help you improve in the long run.
All right, on to the next one.
Yeah, let's do it. Unless there's any last question.
We'll give them a minute.
There you go. Q Pencil Case is endorsing the VRES Super tutorial. They actually have done some really cute pony heads with that tutorial as their main guide. Really cute stuff. Really nicely done too.
Yeah, we should do another tutorial setup again, like we did in the past. There, remember how we went through a tutorial talks and everyone did it? We should definitely do one of this again.
That'd be fun. We can all struggle.
That's pretty much the same process that I use for traditional too. The steps are just less computery.
There's the squeak, the mandatory squeak.
All right, moving on to the next one. Do 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 do.
All right. Ooh, I can't wait to see your full body there, CPC.
It is Mr. Brick in the Wall. They tried
Brick.
something more painterly.
Any tips on PUI? Or do you mean SAI?
So the first thing I do want to say here is I really like. MC Labs sells a question. Okay. Yeah, what do you mean by PUI capital I here? Just a quick question there.
They
wanna
put
say-
in multiple sentences at once, and the mobile thing broke down.
Okay.
Dang, mobile.
Somebody pick. Nice. Somebody take a picture of the live stream chat here with as many people we have in it.
12?
I'm not here.
Are you talking the fact that our voice chat almost has as many people as are in the video?
Boo-doo-boo,
Boo-doo-boo.
boo-doo-boo,
Boo-doo-boo.
boo-doo-boo. Can we like the Indiana Jones theme? It's like retire.
We're probably gonna get copyrighted.
Quick, change a note. We'll be fine.
Just transpose it down half a key.
Exactly.
All you have to do is make it into squeaks with her there, and you're fine. Do us all squeak theme song.
This is adorable.
God, I love oversized clothing on ponies. Just so dang cute.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next drawing. If they get the answer typed out, or the question typed out, we'll happily answer. But in the meantime, we got some art here from our friend, Mr. Brick and Wall.
Cute pencil case. You should make it Bonbon. Bonbon needs some love sometimes.
Bon bon bon.
Bonbon.
They were in the video chat before. Ah, looks like they bailed. Okay, well that's fine.
They might be having mobile issues.
No, I mean Mr. Brick and Wall.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. They said they're on their mobile.
Ooh, okay. Yeah,
Alright,
the
so-
mobiles suck.
Glim Glam. I think the first thing, if I were to do an overall crit of this, is it needs stricter barriers, stricter lines. It feels very muddy. There's no solid division in some of the forms. That would be my overall, if I'm looking at it as a painterly thing. Because edges are important, even if you're doing. Yeah, Alian said push the edges. So it's really good to do. Look, check out a bunch of the painterly pony artists around. You'll see, even if it's like a small pony to a close up of a painterly pony, there'll still be very defined edges. So I would just work on that, and pushing the values are really. Like, we can take this area here that I'm like scribbling in blue. If you make that a lot darker, if I can pull a little blue into that too. Because sometimes you want to be a little fun when you do darker shades, and like not only go darker, but also go into your cooler color.
Do they have sunglasses on and Hawaiian shirts?
Yeah.
And you can do it without just like drawing straight up lines, because like if you bend your elbow and then look at what your elbow looks like, it gets darker as it creases, and you can see there's a really distinct line there, but it's not just like a line. It's just where it gets darker and stuff and things, and you can just darken it up, and you don't have to just like draw a line.
A singular being that.
That
Now, I'm not doing a great example of edges right now, just because, as we state many times,
This program is just magical.
sure, whatever helps you sleep now.
Plushies, lots of them.
I got a plushie right here. What I'm doing here is I'm just adding some show to edge.
All I did with the muzzle is I just squared it out a little bit, just to give it the shape. I see it fell off the face, and I put it on the completely wrong angle. Holy cow, Living Dead. What have you done here? You failed us all.
Shh, it's okay.
We're just gonna go back to MLPDS grade school here.
I feel like the MLPDS is like the School of Rock, but with art.
School of Hard Knocks.
I want an arch. Sorry, I'll stop.
Now I want to watch the School of Rock again. It's like Jack Black's best movie. Yeah, Pick a Destiny is, but
It's still a pretty solid movie.
yeah, totally.
So I'm also having issues with this front leg now that I'm painting it. It's like bending strangely, not in a way that pony bones are meant to be.
It's better. Had to pull back the jaw. Because the jaw goes down on an angle. It's all like, bleh. Hey, fluffy guy.
I'm sorry.
Push back, bro.
Let's see. Play with this. Let me go on a new layer.
Yeah.
Oh, got the bone. And then the other one.
You know, the definition that you spoke of adding to the body, adding that to the mane.
Mm-hmm. All over, it could really use,
Essentially, what we're trying to say is this is a beautiful start, and if you just work the edges a bit more, you'll notice it pops a heck of a lot more. Now, it's going to be a pain. There's going to be a lot of undos, especially because it looks like you're working essentially on the same layer for all these bits. But just stick at it, throw in a hard pencil or a hard paintbrush, and go to town.
Does that like seem?
Yeah, that seems. Yeah, she's missing the back leg though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that's what's throwing me off. And even this back leg here
is turned the wrong direction for the body. Yeah, you got it. You got it, girl.
Sorry, I stole.
No, it's all yours. Totally agree, Air Island. It's a pain in the butt to learn, but it can be so fun to play with.
Totally.
And can give some beautiful results too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I really do like how you are trying to do lineless work or trying to remove the line from your work. One recommendation I have in how to practice that, if this is kind of the goal you want to go for, definitely great to see, and it's always fantastic seeing it. But one recommendation I do have is do it with the line, especially to start out. But then what you can do is you can change the line color to that more of a coat color in the end. I'd recommend maybe changing it to a color slightly offset based on your light and dark shadows and all that, on which sides you want to help offset and show that. But it will blend in and it will take on the look of being lineless or at least being less seamy. And so you still get a bit of that. You still get the practice and some of the feel, but it will allow you to better transition to full lineless in the future if that's what you're looking to do.
Plug another one of URS Super tutorials. It's called How to Shade, but it's pretty much in line with art. So I'd give that a Google. URS to shade. If not, pop into our Discord. Talk to you. We'll all talk to you. But yeah, another thing you can play with, especially because you want to work on edges, silhouettes. Silhouettes are your best friend. If you can manage a silhouette, it's a really good base for pretty much anything you do.
Oh, girl, look at the voice chat. Allie, look at it.
Oh, the voice chat?
Yeah, the live stream chat. It's like filled with people.
This is how it should be all the time. Yes, this is how it should be.
No, it shouldn't.
So many people.
I would like to
No, they're just watching you. That's all. That's the only reason.
Just you, Vital.
Every day, every hour of your life, they are watching you. You'll never see them. You'll never know where they are, but they are there.
You're creepy, kinda.
That's how people get shot.
That's actually true.
I would like to remind everyone that there's still an Aggie going on, and it is still painfully adorable. We're getting some colors down here. We got two course doing the Tukey thing. We got Lara and Derpy, an unknown horse, and Bonbon and Octavia. And adorable.
So many cutes. Quick, everyone who is listening to us, get in the Aggie and draw.
Draw.
Because I see 6 horses, and there are more than 6.
It don't matter if you're good or not. Just put horse on there.
Do it.
So Binky, if you throw us your art, you'll be put next in line. We have next up CPC.
With their beautiful, huge environment piece. So many things.
Yeah, the Poniful one. Let me put that on here.
Always getting that BFC. Don't let me forget. I have something for you to talk to. At least I got a pretty cool idea that happened today. I need to tell you about.
And today the stream isn't even more. Oh no! Watch it on YouTube. Be one of our 3 viewers.
Watch the entire thing. You can join the one other person that sat through an entire episode.
I think it was me and I accidentally left it on. Alright, we have CPC's piece here. So, in case you're silly like me and thought this was something else, this is mostly traditional. All the inking in that is all traditional. And then they've gone over with digital and done all the glows to do a light test to work out what they're doing. Love this approach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this and I'm just going, damn it, again. I'm jealous. Looks phenomenal. Can't tell if traditional or if digital made to look traditional.
It's all traditional. They just overlaid with some digital to block in shading and lighting. I think they're gonna do it in traditional. This was just to block it in and do some lighting tests, so they wouldn't, Oh no!
This is just a simple sketch I did in about 10 minutes. It was nothing big. It's not really good, but I figured I'd just put it up anyway. Yeah, no, quiet, just quiet. Yes, I'm definitely liking the construction of the scene. I love seeing what people do with scenery here. And Allie Claw is correct. Eat the book. Osmosis, I think, works like that, right? So, but yeah, if only. But I'm loving the scene construction. How first off you take and you add context to the character, the emotion, the concept that you're trying to construct with a reality behind the scene. I really like how there's so much uniqueness to it. And it just, I don't know what to talk to because it's just that awesome to see it all. I have to say I do love the light sourcing that you've done here with the blue magical flames. I really think that that's a pulling point, but you do it in a way that each one doesn't just pull and distort everything for the individual. Rather, it pulls it, but it keeps it consistent throughout the piece so that it still centers and focuses, kind of like a targeting reticle or a bullseye, traditional bullseye target, red and white, all that down to the center. You still have those focal areas, but they focus it towards the center of the piece. And then that being said, I also want to jump on perspective here. So the way you do it is you still keep your perspective with all of your lines, your horizon line, your vanishing points, all that, and then you put this into a different perspective rather than just a single layer. You improve that and you try and take it from multiple different areas of perspective. And that's definitely a good point that you've done well here, and it shows well. But then you take that back and introduce that to the character too. So I mean, I could keep going on easily. There's a lot I could talk about here, not just in each of the individual items that you include, but overall, I'd say in the composition of everything you've done. So I think that, like, there's not much I can say there. The only area of improvement I would, however, note with the scene itself would be in kind of some of the circular items or the items that don't involve hard edges. I think you have those down well, but especially, let's say, with the leg in the front there, right in the direct foreground, as well as the little vase in the front. Those two seem just slightly off. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying with your perspective, just look at cleaning up the circular objects a bit more, trying to put those in. Your vats right there behind with the green bubbling liquid, you do that fine, no problems there. It's just those two in the foreground seem just a bit misshapen. It would be the best word I can say. Nonetheless, though, that doesn't detract from the scene at all. I think that's done extremely well. And it would just come down to the shape there of any circular objects. Just take a second look at before with different perspective sides of what you do. And yeah, I mean, I absolutely love how you're doing the scene here. I think you've done a good, fantastic job of actually developing. That's one thing I always talk to when there's a critique here is I love talking to how people do their scenes. How do they include this with their characters, or how do they take this reality and craft a reality with it rather than just doing a character or doing a background or doing both, but then they don't join together. Here, you actually do that. You have both in a sense of making it complement everything. And that's great. That's something that you don't see often. And then when you see it, there's always a way to improve it. I don't really get that vibe from what you've done here, and that's good. You're definitely on the right track. So keep doing that, keep pushing forward, and I could go on, but I'll just be kind of repeating the same point in different ways. So nothing really to say there. Good job.
Ellie's just going to town here with some paintbrushes.
Taken with a grain of salt, I say you could push your darks. I know you put your glow in, but I feel like if you're gonna have this glow to really make it emphasize and really give that feel, especially because you have such a contrast with like how it's gonna be dark over in this area to make everything glow so brightly, and you have this bit of sunlight leaking through over in this corner. This corner over here where I'm making scribbles. You have this light bleeding into your scene, and it seems to only be affecting that area. I would go and like push the darkness as like the tone changes from this bright, window opening of like that's like the shop front with the window where people can see all the goods, and then as you enter the shop you come back and it's all dark and mysterious, and maybe in like this back hall, this place over here, gets darker. It's it shows the depth of it really, especially with a perspective piece like this, to really show the depth, to get the values to poke out from each other and have that what's it called when things are contrast. Hey, the words contrast. So yeah, if you really push your darks in certain areas, it'll make your glows and the lights that much more potent and that much more contrasted. Really give a cool effect, and just like I said, you really have these glowing objects. They're really bright, they're really pretty, and if you put them in a darker space, they'll be brighter and even more. All of the light that they spread on their areas will be even more noticeable and very lovely. It'll be a good time.
Definitely agree there. And it kind of goes back to that focal point idea too, how it drives in your view to a certain area, but it adds more context to what you create in your scene. So that way, what was that movie? Damn, there was a movie long ago, back in the 90s, seems long forever now, about a library and a kid going through, understanding the library, and it goes all the color or anything like that. But what they did with that movie, because I don't remember the name, is they really fleshed out their colors with their darks and their lights, and they really brought out the scene by emphasizing here and shadowing here to add in a sense of mystery and mystique and overall drawing you in to the image even more. And I think that's kind of a bit of what Allie's saying, that it's trying to draw you into the image even more so and really impact you into the scene as if you are there. Not just looking at it, but you are actually there. And that's definitely where you're heading. So keep on that.
Less water, more color, and mixing colors to become darker. Like, you know, if you want a darker blue, mix it with red.
Thank you, BFC. That's the movie, The Page Master. I never can remember the name. I just remember that movie. Great movie.
Yeah, watercolor's silly. It's like if you want a darker, more either brighter or just like dark as in value, less water. Or I don't know if you want to invest in other things, but gouache is really great.
Oh my
too.
god, it's so good.
It's so good. Gouache and watercolor partnering up is the best tag.
Hey Flobish, how's your gouache?
Gouache.
I think they introduced me to gouache.
Gouache is great.
Yeah, gouache is pretty frustrating. It is definitely the hardest medium that I've ever worked with, and that seems to be a general consensus with people I talk to, just in the way that it has this blending capability, but also it's very opaque, and if you can do it right, then it works, but otherwise, like, I just find it frustrating for the way that I work with paints.
I don't know. I think colored pencils have a lot of like blending and colory stuff you can do with them. You can get pretty much the same look with colored pencils that you can with pastels.
True. You can do some work with acrylic if you want, Q pencil case, especially if you need the more opaque. Yeah.
All right. Want to move on to the next one? Unless if you got any more questions there, CPC?
Yes, all right. I think we all have a question for you, is how do we get like you? Because that being said, you're too good. All right. Anyways.
You grind up cute things and snort them.
Oh, no. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
I'd say probably my most favorite part of this piece here, hug plushies, we can definitely do that, is the feather on the left side in keypad 4 of your drawing. I really like how you do that blue magical fire, but then you have it just highlighting the side areas of the feather right there. I think that just looks phenomenal. I love that look right there.
Bye, layers.
Woo! Come on, people! I'm looking at the drawing for the Aggie. There could be more people. There could be more people drawing.
You should post the link.
Wait. I think Masterwork should draw.
I should, but I can't. I'll tell you guys off comms afterwards what we think.
You can totally do a Q pencil case. It's all about experimenting, and you experiment more than anyone I've seen.
I've seen your 10-second drawings. I know you have no problem with this.
All right. We have a picture from Binky.
She had two.
Adorable.
I was looking at them earlier, and I really wanted to scream and all that, but it's just like, no, I can't. I'll hurt my side again.
So I've just taken the more completed of the two. Because
I
more
really like the
completed's better.
colors. Color. What medium are you doing these in? I'm curious.
It really does look like ink and water, doesn't it?
The white is something more opaque. Maybe it's like
Maybe it's
just like
brought to
a
digital.
drier watercolor. If I had to guess, I'd say it's a mix between markers and watercolor.
Hopefully we find out in a moment.
We'll find out after these messages.
I'll be
Thank
back.
you.
I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so well, while he's on break, I'll start then. I'm liking the chibi look here. I think you do extremely well, and I was going to say that with the first one I looked at, you should do a bat pony chibi, and then I opened up the second one, it's a bat pony chibi, and then I was like, okay, I can't say that anymore because it worked. Now, if I could say I want a pizza, maybe that'll appear too. But yeah, if only. I'm still waiting for that pizza from Living Dead. So, but he's not here, so I can't come back at me. Yes. I like the chibi look you've done. I especially like how you've done the eyes, and it really draws it out, especially with the white reflection circles in there. It really draws out the eyes themselves. One thing I could say, however, is I think what you can do is a bit more highlighting on the eyes for themselves. There, I said themselves a few times, but I'm going to say it again. I really like how you did it with the hair. Maybe try and take a bit of color and pull out those eyes a bit more too. And then another thing I do like here actually is your fluffiness. Somebody help me with the descriptions because I'll never remember in my life. But we have our floof experts here. Actually, what would that be a study? It was like a fluffologist or something like that. Fluffologist or whatever. Anyways, I do like how you've done the fluff, especially for the cheek. And then for the legs, kind of trying to put a bit more into the character and really draw out the texture of the fur. So I thought that was really good. And side note on jelly rolls, for what Ali said, yes, definitely. She got me to try those out. White jelly roll is really nice. Definitely. I haven't done anything with the sparkle ones, but the blank ones are really nice, especially for black and white, though you got to be careful when they run because they sometimes don't run evenly. So you really got to watch that. I've had that issue a lot.
They're finicky, but they're good.
Definitely agree there, but the white is definitely good for highlights.
Yes.
And back to this, though. That was a little sponsor break, I guess. Even though we're not sponsored totally, we should, but we aren't.
Pay us, Jelly Roll.
Yeah, if only. So what I would say here is I like how you do the color. I just think that you've jumped into so much saturation of color into the wings and the mane and tail. That's not bad, but it kind of takes the attention and the capability from the rest of the character. So what you've done here with the legs, where that color kind of transitions by gradients into the legs themselves, don't be afraid to try and pull that more into legs. Maybe introduce a bit more color. Make it more consistent through the character rather than having this super awesome galaxy Sailor Moon Girls-esque coloration in the mane and everything. And then you go into the body and it's just flat. And it's kind of hard to pull that up. So it's not bad. But give it a shot with trying to make it more consistent. Try and bring that complementing color structure into your character, and especially with the eyes. If you can do that for the eyes, do what you've done with the rest of the character here, where it's just like this, where there's not that complement, but then gradient into the legs, doing kind of what you've done with the mane and tail. That would be phenomenal. You'd still keep that same color structure, but it would give that complementing sense through the body to the bottom up, and it would just be phenomenal. And you'd see that gradient change, which would just make it a little more better. Overall, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to go along with like your talk of highlights and stuff, Maybe push the darks a little more, which would help the highlights jump out.
I agree with that. That's definitely a good point. So overall, definitely with the outlines, good. Don't see any problems with that, really, at least for me. Maybe with the chest fluff, whatever it's called, screw it. Maybe try and draw it out just a bit more over that line, because it seems kind of like they jumble up a bit much, and it just produces a bit of confusion in the line, so you don't know what is what. But outside of that, I have no problems with the line art that you have. I have no problems with the aesthetics, all the accessories that you placed on there. The cutie mark, I can't really make that out, honestly, a bit. It seems like you got a wave going in front of what I think is a moon. Maybe try and structure that out a bit more so that way it can be understood a bit easier. But wings, no problem, done good. Mane, especially with the texturing of the mane there, I think that's interesting. I've never actually seen that before, so it's definitely unique. But I don't really have any problems with the mane. The highlighting you've done is nothing comes up to me as something for me to talk about, at least. All my discussion here is on the eyes, on seeing about doing a bit more gradient, pulling a bit more color into the pony itself, and then yeah, that's the major stuff I have right there. Actually,
Can I make a quick side note about wings?
Yes.
side note.
Bat wing anatomy is basically like hand anatomy. Instead of coming out like along the spine along the basically the front of the wing like you have them here, basically the bat wing is going to come out. It's going to be a joint, and then they're going to come off like fingers.
Okay, and that's definitely a good part. If you have a reference for a bat wing here, that would be good to post up too.
I do. Give me just a second. I'll pull it out.
Oh, I know you have like 20 of them. Or I tried to say 10, 20 at the same time, so I was like 20. But yeah, no. I almost said vinyl now. Geez, I can't speak today. What is this?
We've removed your teeth.
No.
Oh well, it's been a crazy day. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you later. But yeah, no. I'm just gonna call you vinyl because I can't remember. Anyways, vinyl here definitely is right about that. Look at your hand, and then when she gets the references up, look at how that's constructed. A wing itself generally is kind of like another limb. It's not just added in, but it usually comes up as a limb itself, to where you see that hand outstretched, the bones are outstretched with the phalanges and metacarpals, metatarsals, and then after that, it goes down into the limb itself. Now, I see in here that you're saying it's an art trade and you're following a reference from someone else. So don't worry about saying what we're saying, and that if you're not doing it this way, it's wrong. We're not trying to say that. We're just giving you critiques for the future and on other things you do, okay? This is not to say follow or don't follow an art reference or another character. Not that. But what we're saying here is for critiques for the future, if you're looking to try and draw out and complement a character a bit more, see and look into ideas like that. And yeah, for first time, though, overall, I'd say that there's nothing negative I can say about this piece. There's nothing to say that you did anything bad or needed improvement in it. Overall, yeah, hands down, you did good, especially for the first time. So keep working on complementing and improving what you have. I say this oftentimes, but it's true. That's all you gotta do. Looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Side tangent. Critique's pretty simple, you know. You always take it with a grain of salt. Just like someone says something, you think about it, maybe you try whatever they give you for critique, and then you decide if you want to do it again or not. If it helped you, do it again. If it didn't help you, don't worry about it. You tried something different, and art's all about experimenting, so you know. And the people who give critique don't have to be masters. You don't have to be, you know, Da Vinci 3.9, whatever you want to be.
Yeah, that's definitely not me.
It's just, yeah, as always, you just try to be helpful. You give positives, you give things that can improve. Notice I didn't say negatives. It's things that you can improve and how to improve. Because perfect in art, but art itself is perfect. It's weird, right? Art is weird. Anyway, besides the little tangent. Yeah. As long
That's
as,
definitely true.
as long as you're there to help people and, discussion. Yay!
And that's what we're here to do. And nothing we say is ever going to be negative. We're not going to tell you that you suck or anything like that, or that you're bad, or that anything you've done is horrible. We're not going to do that. The only way it's bad is if you believe it is, and if you believe you failed yourself. Anything outside of that, you're learning, and it's okay. Like I said, I say it all the time. Nothing here is bad or anything. This is another learning experience for you, and in truth, it looks awesome. You did a good job. And don't ever take that negatively. We're only here to give you suggestions, critiques from our experience and from what we've found and from those that we've learned from, or those that we know that we've really been able to develop and create from. And that's what we're doing. That's what the drawing school is about. And that's what we're too damn stubborn not to do. Because a lot of people will go to art and then they'll look at, say, oh, I'm horrible, or oh, this didn't turn out like I want it to in my mind, so therefore I'm a bad person, boo-hoo, go cry in the corner, I can't ever art again, and things will never work out. And that's the only way you truly fail. So whether it's your first, whether it's your 50th, whether it's your 500,000, or whether your cute pencil case, which is ridiculous, it's annoying every time, but it's true. But even if it's that, it's great. It's awesome to see. And still, I'll say, my best piece, basically one of my best pieces ever, is still my first piece I ever did. I took out the power grid for at least 5 states, but with how bad it was, but nonetheless, still one of my best pieces. It's because I started. It's because I learned from it. It gave me something to begin going with. And that's the same for everyone.
I have to say, Lao Tzu's quote of a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step, like, it's always true for art. And then, like, every other step counts as well. You got to just keep moving on, and you will progress.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Also,
so much
hello.
Fluffy.
Hi, Fluffy.
It is a sudden Fluffy.
Southern Fluffy has appeared. Throw a great ball. But yes.
Sorry.
No,
You're
you're not.
definitely not annoying, cute pencil case. You're not. I have
Yes.
fears about actually have fears about this stream. Like, I feel one day someone's just gonna come in here and be like, why are you giving crit? You're not qualified, blah 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 blah. It's like, I just wanna help people. That's all I wanna do.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure what he meant by when he said annoying is that you're just so amazing that he's jealous.
That's what I meant. That's what I said. I never said the word annoying.
Yeah, no, that's what he was saying. I understood what he was saying.
Thank you. It's sarcasm. But yes. So what I'm getting at here is, in the end, I mean, yeah, just keep trying. That's all it's about. And it'll never be negative. And no one's ever going to say anything about it being anything like that. The best piece of artwork is the one where people go forth and try something. Where at the end of the day, you create something, whatever it is, even if it's just a line. Try anyway. You get
such a
down.
beautiful line.
Yeah, I mean, everything is a line in the end, just curved around and added and subtracted. But try. At the end of the day, you get knocked down 9 times, you're bloodied up, you're bruised, and you have broken bones. You get up a 10th time, and you keep getting up. The way to survive and to improve is to keep moving forward, no matter what the case happens. Heck, anything in life, do it anyway. You feel down, you feel bad, do it anyway. You get shot, do it anyway. Get back up and keep moving forward. That's the only way you're going to get through anything in life and be successful and make anything of it. Move forward.
Avoid getting shot.
Yeah, take my experience for that. But
I love how this stream is always so easy to steep into philosophical stuff that I come in and that's all we're talking about.
It's
getting
art.
whenever
Art
I'm
and
here,
philosophy are hand in hand.
Yep,
definitely. Whenever I'm here, it always seems to go that way too. But yeah, motivation's important. The best motivation I can say is look back at what you created. Whether you think it's great or not, don't think about that. Look that you made something, that you created a life in a sense, because art itself is really life. You made life. You created a
That's how I
reality.
see my art.
Yeah, you created characters, and in Fluffy's view, you created centaurs and naga ponies. And still annoying how good he is, nonetheless. and right there, that's amazing. nobody in the world can tell you that you didn't create something. You didn't create a life, and you didn't make something beautiful. You made something amazing. You made something that nobody else did. And in Salami's words, you are kind of a god when you do art. You make a reality of your own. It's whatever you want it to be. And you are the chooser of your own destiny right there. And the greatest battles are those that we fight within ourselves and within our own minds. Stand up, be proud, try again, have fun, make yours like Fluffy's eyes so that way Living Dead gets annoyed every time.
What? I'm being blamed for stuff.
No, I'm not blaming. I'm just talking about reality. And use osmosis, because osmosis helps you learn. So, yeah. I mean, not else to say. Like I said, I always say that because, I mean, I look at everyone's art and I just think it's absolutely amazing. I had a conversation with someone not too long ago who is drawing on notebook paper, 13 years old, actually. Another guy in Picardo I met. He's a 13-year-old. I think he's turning 14 soon, in Mexico. And he goes by the name of David. And this guy's drawing and just trying to draw. He has no experience. He waited, I think, 4 or 5 years before even trying to draw because he was scared about what people would think. He was scared about the thought of, if I make something bad and someone criticizes it, what will I do? I can't make something like other people can. Granted, they may have put in 10, 20, 30 years more, even 2 days more than he has. It doesn't matter.
It's a very common thing that sort of sets you back mentally to wanting to try. Something that hit me similarly when I was first starting out when I was very young was, for some reason, even though I was just like 14 or something, I thought, I was too old to start drawing. And then later realized I've been drawing since I was a kid anyway. So, that didn't matter anyway. But, the artist, one of the artists that inspired me to start drawing when I did was like 25 or something, which is the age I am now. And it's, I was like, as a kid, as a 14-year-old, that is an unfathomable amount of time. So all I could think was, I'm not going to be getting good anytime soon because, it's going to take me so many years just to get to this artist level. So I kind of grew patient because of that. Because I was like, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I got all the time in the world to just doodle whatever the hell I feel like doodling, and I think I was lucky because that was a good mentality to get into. Just draw for your own enjoyment and you will get good sooner. Because at the risk of sounding conceited, at the age I am now, I'm a better artist than this person was when they were my age when I first started. Just because I drew for love and for fun. There's a very good mentality to try and practice getting into.
Definitely agree with that. There's a video I was going to pull up here, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Artists. I'll post a link in the chat there. I know I've pulled it up before in the past, but it's definitely true. Here, let me get a link up.
Are you talking Little Dixie?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll end with this here because I'm taking too long. And what I'll end with is that video right there. Watch it. If you have any concern or any thoughts of things or whatnot, watch that. This individual, he in 6 months went from drawing stick figures basically to drawing ridiculously awesome. And this is his 7 habits of creating a highly effective lifestyle, most importantly, a lifestyle, and being able to improve what he does and create what he does. And one of the biggest things that he harps on is doing what you love, having fun, learning every day, and pushing forward with conscious learning, not just doodling, but consciously striving to learn from it. And through those goals and many others, learning from other people out there. In our case here, other ponies, I guess, right? But learning from other people, pushing out to learn more, and do it the right way. Not just do it senseless, not just complain, not just become unmotivated by complaining about everything or saying, oh, I'm bad and I'm poor. No, getting out there with a positive attitude, having fun, and doing it right. Then he did it in 6 months, where he went from, and don't get focused on the timeline, but in 6 months, what he did is he went from stick figures, yep, they'll be in there, to drawing stuff that's absolutely ridiculous. but it was because of how he did it and who he was with his mentality
Mm.
that really allowed him to do that. And each person's different. I know I started 5 some years ago. I'm nowhere near most people here, but I'm trying nonetheless. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about time. It matters about who you are, and if you, when you look back and reflect on it, if you can say you had fun, if you can say you learned from it and enjoyed what you did. And if you complain about Alley Claw and Cute Pencil Case and Fluffy's Eye and all the other ones being awesome, and then you continue to push forward because they're awesome and you want to keep moving forward to
Yeah,
do
but
awesome.
bear in mind, I was probably worse than you are when I started. Like, I'm not gifted. I'm not a genius. I learned quite slowly, actually. There's absolutely no reason why you can't catch up to me or anyone else.
Exactly. And that's the same for everyone. We can always improve. We can always do better if we're willing to try. And I'll leave it on that.
All right.
Woo!
On to the little Dixies. So, they submitted 2. I grabbed this adorable one. Because, holy crap, what the heck? Alright, so, layers. Here it is. I have a question, because looking through your gallery, there's some questions of, like, you keep transitioning from one medium to another, it looks like. Like, this looks like you're trying out digital. Other ones look not digital, I want to say. I don't know how to put it.
Traditional?
Yeah, I guess.
Linky the link in the voice chat.
Yeah, so we're going to say link.
Maybe I'm just going crazy. No, the other ones totally look traditional. Well, at least some of them do. Maybe some I grab.
Yeah, traditional.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, jumping around line quality. So if we look at, say, let's do Krabby Battle. All right. So we're just gonna link this one to you real quickly. That one. Very clean, defined lines, nice colors, great shading. We go to this one. You're starting to do a style where you're bleeding over the lines, but parts of your coloring almost look sloppy compared to what you've done earlier. I'm just wondering, is it you're going for a different style, or what's happening with here?
Zamzam, this was posted in 14.
In
Krabby
what?
Battle? The Krabby Battle was posted 2014.
Oh, that would probably explain that.
What about the other one? Was that before or after? Are you just getting mixed up here or what?
The Crab Battle was before this one was posted.
So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think what you're trying to ask with your question here is, how is your art style? How do you create? What do you do? Is that kind of what you're asking? Like, how's your process?
I'm more asking, what was the decision from going from hard defined clean lines to some of these softer, less defined lines? Because if we look at, well, your outlines for all your hair and stuff, they're done with a very soft brush. We got bits overrunning other lines, like right here. We have colors going through past the lines. It's sort of like a looser, more free-flowing, almost you didn't spend as long. I'm not trying to say it's bad. I'm just trying to say it looks so drastically different compared to what you've had earlier, and I'm just trying to figure out how you went from that to this.
Mm.
I think a good example would be the Super Rainbow Super Saiyan post.
Super Rainbow Super Saiyan?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one thing I can say is they're an art student, so this is probably part of their portfolio, trying to develop and use different styles and mediums. So that may be part of that. Just going to put that out there too.
Painting classes. All right. Well, if I was to drop a suggestion, stay within your lines a little bit. I know it seems a little weird to say, but the reason I say it is because you're doing pretty soft outlines here that have a lot of heavy tapering to them, so they change their line weight quite often, which is wonderful because, you know, brushes are never single line weight. They should always alter. But things like these horns and that, when you got to that point, when you get to looking at that point closely, you start going, well, is this the same person who did like this gorgeous cheek here and these eyes that are so bold and strong, where some other parts just don't seem to be as cohesive in a style as that?
Like, by all means, absolutely experiment with different ways of lining, different ways of coloring. Just I think what LD's trying to say is, you know, make sure to put the same amount of effort into every picture. Every picture deserves it. It deserves all your attention and loving care.
Clean up the lines, the more the painting, I want to say, because your lines can be this soft lining. That's by all means that works, but if we're to spend a little time cleaning up the edges and making sure, like we have these very dark lines over here, but then very soft lines here, it just doesn't seem like consistency is through the picture. It's almost jarring to look at.
I have to say that I'm quite interested. Like, sometimes I look at artists and I'm like, I really want to know what goes through the artist's head when they're drawing, like how they approach the lines and colors and what the entire process of art means to them. Because sometimes you come across someone whose technique is so drastically different than what you're used to. It's like, I really want to know how things go into this, how you sort of build it up and everything. And I think with your art, that's definitely the case. Also, I am saving this Pinky Spirit and Snowfall Frost picture because that's adorable from your gallery.
Yeah, one thing I'll say here is it's awesome that you're taking classes and trying new things. That's definitely the way to go, is to be open to trying new stuff. And that's awesome. I will say I love your concepts and what you're doing here and how you're trying new things, how you really kind of flow out. I think this piece is an example, how your pieces are flowing and they're more freeform rather than just stagnant and monochromatic. I almost said monotheistic for some reason. That's not the word I'm looking for. Religions now, but it's monochromatic in the sense of its style and lining and thoughts. It has no sense of flow and freedom to it. I like how you do that here, where it's more free-flowing, more free-forming, more of a sense of taking up the whole area and being, I'm going to use the word free because I can't think of the other word to use, but it really shows that here. And I think that's an awesome thing to show, where you really take that. And I think that's part of your stylization that you're developing, that you do really great with your concepts. What I would like to see how is looking through a gallery. We get the right tab of that. I think 80 tabs up right now. This is why you don't get me looking at MLP art. I literally have, I think I'm up to 28 gigabytes worth of material so far. But looking at everything that you have in your gallery, it shows that free flow form that you've developed through this, especially with hair and manes. I think that shows it the best. But that sense of action and form that you develop is a strong case that you've kept through consistent most of your pieces. So keep developing that and keep trying new things, especially with the classes. And if you can get away with doing MLP art in all your art classes, good for you. That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, overall with this piece, back to the right tab, I would say here, the flowers, I really think are probably one of the best pieces in this, like best components in this piece that really draw itself out. The flowers and your eye. I mean, your focus is on the eye and keep at 5, I'd say, this component here for your work. I'm losing my words. I can't word right speak today. I apologize. But your eye is definitely the focal point of this. And I think you do well in drawing in the reader. But the roses that you have, the flowers that you have around there, really complement that structure and make it so it's not just striking, piercing, and just cutting into the reader's viewpoint of the piece, but they kind of absorb that and complement out the piece itself too.
It balances the color, and it balances out all the, you got like the curls and the hair at the top, and then the curls and the roses at the bottom. So visually, it's very consistent.
Yes, that's exactly what I've been trying to say for the past 5 minutes. This is why I can say it. Just takes me forever. This is why I need.
Sorry, it's easier for me because I took art in college.
No, I didn't. Like I said, I'm teaching myself, so you're better at saying
That's
that.
fine.
But same concept. So nonetheless, I'd say the best thing you do is you have that sense of free flow and form that you develop extremely well in your pieces. Keep that. Keep it. And when I say keep it, I mean also do a collab with Cute Pencil Case here if you want to work on your art, because I think the two of you could do some good stuff together. And
That's hazardous for your health. It's too cute and fluffy.
yeah, I know, right?
Come on.
I know, but I have no shame. I have no shame in trying. This is science. We must science the crap out of this. So I know Cute Pencil Case is one of those people, when they hear collabs and art trades, they jump out of the chair, and you just hear this cute squeaking voice, kind of like a idol mender right there, and they go collabs, and then everybody in the world benefits from.
Speaking of, I need to finish the collab I was doing with CBC.
Yeah, but I think
that's
sorry to jump over each other here, but I think it'd be super cool to see what you can do with that, and especially with your art. That would be one way that you can learn and draw on this even more so, is to try and develop with other people. I think that'd be a great thing for your classes too, to help kind of not influence, but learn more from other people.
Yeah, your teachers will
just
definitely want to see that influence happening, and the experimentation between different styles. They want to see you studying and researching and growing throughout the course of the classes you're doing.
Yeah, and one of the best ways one of the best ways to learn and be more effective is by trying that. So what I'd recommend is keep what you're doing. It's good. There's nothing I can say is negative with that. Try to stay within the lines a bit more. If you're looking to do lined work, yes, that's something that Living Dead did say. Maybe look at a bit on that and how you could do that. I'm not saying don't just do that. I'm saying look into how you can do that to influence your style here with that free-flowing form. Say that 3 times fast. And yeah, and try to see what you can do to influence and improve upon that. And then I'd also recommend, now you get why Cute Pencil Case's name is that way. Yes, but get out there for point 3. Do collabs with other people. Try that. See what you can learn from them. I'd recommend going out and doing a collab with Cute Pencil Case, and then I'd recommend coming back and doing some other collabs with other people. I'm sure that Fluffy's Eye, if you do some Naga ponies with him, I know he will be.
Just do Naga ponies.
Yeah, well, knowing you, Naga ponies and Centaur ponies are your two biggest.
I know I happen to be drawing an actual Naga right now, but honestly, like, I mostly just do normal ponies.
It's
That's a coincidence, okay?
Right now, I don't just do them, but I'm drawing it right now. It's like,
It's a coincidence. Come on.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. Coincidences, huh? Okay. But yeah, and then I'd recommend maybe talking to Allie and all the other ones here. And I know BFC and Stranger Source with Stanley, and all the other individuals here would be more than willing to help out with that and help you create and learn more through what you do. And that, I would say, is probably going to be one of the best things you can do besides just getting critiques. Get out there and work together. Collaborate. That's why it's called a collab. Collaborate and see what you can create. And on that note, too, we do have an Aggie, so you can actually do that right now.
Eggie, wait, Eggie. Eggie, come back to me. There it is.
You see how I transition right into that? You see how I do that?
Yeah, very good. Just bring it back around to on point. Yes.
I'm very good at what I do. But yeah, we do have an Aggie. So if you're interested in trying to do something to start with that, I'd recommend jumping in here, and maybe you can give a few minutes doing that now and get some ideas. But this is the Aggie here, for those who don't know, besides the mysterious flare shine in the background. This is a way that all of us can collaborate as one at the same time and have fun while we do this. And then Cute Pencil Case, of course, drawing like Cute Pencil Case is, never ends. But yeah, give it a shot. find out and see what you can learn. You're only going to get better. But yeah, I think I've talked enough now, so I'm going to be silent for a bit.
All right. Anyone else have any art they'd like to have critiqued?
I had something I was going to, but it's not really ready yet. So.
Put it up anyway.
No, I don't have anything. Boo. Although actually, I don't know if I could. We already looked at that firework piece. All I've done is colour it, so there's probably nothing really to critique there.
Put it up anyway.
But we've already kind of critiqued it.
Boop doop doo.
Okay, I guess I can throw out the Naga in the tube that I was drawing, but it's really not. It's really early stages, so fine. I'll give you my human art.
Human.
Cumin, as in like the spice?
Human.
Cumin, weird.
No, human.
Why would we have a spice?
No.
Sugar spice and everything nice.
Wasn't
making
one of
tacos.
those ponies named Human in that one episode with like the
No, that's Saffron,
saffron?
aka Sassafras.
The other one's Human or something.
You know, I still have not watched any of the latest season and a half.
Oh my god, you got to! It's so good.
It's not far behind.
It's so good.
Human.
Cumin pony.
Anthology.
No, it's not a pony though.
No, there's totally Cumin. Cumin's the big pony in that episode.
Oh, her dad. Is that
yeah.
right?
That's what I was saying.
Ah, I forgot about him though. I'm sorry. You're right.
Just always forgetting about the guys. Jeez. Alright, we're gonna just clear out some layers here. Then we're going to throw some pony on here. It's gonna be just Cumin pony.
Who has a pony?
No one. There's
Oh.
a snake thing inside of a jar.
It's a sneak. Huh? A sneak?
We had a draw along and I couldn't think of anything, so yeah.
So he defaults to Naga bunnies.
I default to snakes.
Yeah,
But well, to be fair, I was just gonna draw a mermaid first, and I just it wasn't really going.
And then the tail just
Okay,
starts
right,
extending.
I warmed up, and then I was like, okay, now that I'm warmed up, I'm gonna do something different. But still trying to like work out the physics of it all.
That'd be an interesting gift.
I don't really know what I'm doing with the hair. I just kind of scribbled something.
Alright. It's a snake.
You guys probably aren't as good with human anatomy as with pony, but
No. Your shoulders do look pulled back though.
Human anatomy is way easier than pony anatomy. It's
She's
actually
alive.
real based physics.
I was studying human anatomy for many years and like never got anywhere as I did with pony stuff in like a couple of weeks. So.
So much work to do with
forever
myself.
easier.
I guess it's to each time.
I've been studying human anatomy for a long time, but I've not really drawn humans like ever.
What are you doing, LD?
It was missing ears.
and the pointy nose.
I figured that would happen. But yeah, actually, Vital, that may be a good idea for you to try doing a anthro pony here, kind of in one of your characters.
I need to do more anthros.
I've been
Definitely.
attempting some lately. Anthro's scary.
I actually did my
Scary.
first real anthro not too long ago. It was kind of interesting.
Alright, I think you gotta pull this nose down a bit. It looks really high on the head.
They are tilting their head upwards, if that makes sense.
Even
That's what I
then,
was trying to do.
The nose
Yeah.
isn't like halfway.
Okay.
It just seems high. There seems to be
I
a lot
wasn't
of...
really sure how else to like make their head tilting up better.
Lots of lip here is the problem.
What?
That that space between your nose and your top of the lips. That space. That seems
Okay.
to be very big on this picture. Like as big as your
Yeah,
chin.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I can move the mouth up, or just move the rest of the head and the top of the hairline down, like with the eyes and nose and the hairline,
Yeah.
just to sort of space everything out. So I wouldn't want the chin to look too big either.
Well, I mean, if the face is turning up, you have all that under the mouth.
Is there a selection tool on this?
No, you don't get a selection tool in this program. Yes,
Well, I just found one.
there is one, but it's
Is it just me, or are the buttons gone on DeviantArt to go to like the next page of a gallery?
don't know.
I have no clue.
Okay, never mind then, because I can't go to any second pages.
Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't.
We lost a face. Oh god, she ain't got no face.
Oh no.
That one's actually had a beard around her mouth.
Yeah. Now that
I messed it up, and now I can't undo.
You're doomed.
Well, cute
I'm
pencil
sorry.
case. Do you know the solution to that then is practice drawing anthroponies and making them cute? I know you could do chibis real well, and I know you could do that anyways. I know it would come out pretty good, and you'd still be doing it. You could see a pirate cute pencil case there, hat and patch and everything.
Oh yeah, because Q Pencil Case does the best chibis.
Yeah, I know that for a fact. I agree there. But I would say here, the one thing that pops out to me, actually literally pops out too, is kind of the lower abdomen right there as it molds into the lower portion of the body there that goes around with the snake component. It kind of seems it pops out, but maybe one of the things you could do is kind of introduce a bit of like, not my area at all, so just me talking here. I'm not a specialist in anyway. I'm no SME here. But maybe what you could do is curve around that top piece of the lower component of the snake, or sneak, I guess, because sneak's in here, slightly above the lower abdomen, where it melds into the two parts of the character. So that way it introduces a sense that these two kind of are as one, and not just a sense of like I get no sense of perspective from this really. It just kind of, at least for me, I don't see any.
Yeah, that's the part I was trying to improve just before I was posting it, which is why I was saying it's not really yet.
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
your other line in there, so I figured you were working
Yeah.
on it. But that's the only thing that really comes out to me here.
Trying
Like I
to
said,
get
not my
that
area.
pose and like how her body twists there. I don't know. But yeah, you get what you're saying. I mean, a lot more detail will go into sort of the shapes and lines and how things overlap and stuff like that. Once I get into it, I'm just kind of trying to work on the pose. But yeah, trying to sort of get that sense of perspective for the shape so you can sort of work out the anatomy mentally. I was trying to post a clean version of the pic, but then it's too big, and then I couldn't resize it properly. I'm sorry I don't have anything else. The only thing I do have is a picture I just finished. I don't know if you want to look at that. It's more interesting, and it's Fluttershy.
Sure.
Fluttershy.
Fluttershy. Fluttershy. Another human. Oh, who joined?
Man, you gotta learn to shrink your pictures.
I am sorry.
Hey, better do them bigger. You can always get smaller.
My canvas size is not that bad. It's not CPC level.
You always see for canvas size there.
I mean, no, it's good to like work in a big canvas, just not so big it crashes your comp,
Yeah, I agree with that.
which is basically what I have. What's going on? Just gonna sit here and wait for it to show up.
I had to shrink it a lot.
Like one of the old computers loading an image. There we go. I wouldn't mind some like help on the shading and everything, because that's something I did my best with it. Like I didn't just half-ass it, but it's still not my strong point really. Also, I hope Angel actually looks enough like Angel. I find him really hard to draw. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's adorable.
Living Dead has no problems with the ears, so therefore you're all right.
That's because there aren't any. Well, you can't see them anyway. They're hidden by the buff hair. That she would. They could have pony ears. I mean, they do in the Kojima movies when they pony up.
Actually, I have a problem with an ear. Does that help?
Hmm?
It's not her ears. It's his ears. So if we draw a line across the top of the head to make these match, you see the connection here? You've made one connect a lot higher on the head than the other.
Although that line, to me, that line seems a little bit lopsided on the left, but I guess you're going by where I put the eyes.
Yeah.
Maybe I did the off eye too small as well. Although you're still right though. It's just needs to go down a bit.
And if our shadow's casting from, it's basically like
Front, yeah, basically
like that.
Front right. So yeah.
We're gonna put a bigger shadow on the side of him here, and especially across his face, because his face is further in than his arm would be.
That is a good point.
And it looks like her jacket or shirt is very, very poofy. So dropping some shadows across there would be beneficial.
What about his face? Is that like at the right angle?
Yeah, I'd say that's
the shading up on there already.
He kind of looks dead though, because he's just staring off into nothing. So she's looking off, over here somewhere. There's, I don't know, Rainbow Dash showing her stuff over here, whatever. And he's just like, God, put me down. Looking down here. Well,
it's kind of hard. I don't really know how you're supposed to like, unless you do that whole like half eye thing. We got like the line going over it, and you can kind of show that it's looking to the side. I don't really know how to make those big black eyes face a direction.
They turn their heads to him.
I ain't really drawing his head.
Well, that's just how you do it. You turn the head. If your eyes can't do it, and your ears aren't going to do too much because your ears are down, so we're listening to her, I don't know, hip, and then over, listening to Rarity complaining over there. we have no indication of where he's looking. It's kind of just like a plushie, really.
Yeah, he's just being held.
I mean, if you're to put a little stitch line on him, we could just call him a plushie. And then it'd be fine. I am going to say she looks to be looking really extremely up to that top corner. Can humans look that hard?
When you're when you're thinking, kind of like you look to the back of your head when you're sort of accessing your brain. So I know that's the only time you would look that far back. You wouldn't really be looking. Otherwise, you turn your head if you're actually looking at something. I was kind of doing that, like she was kind of just looking away. Hence the shy fondling of her hair there.
I can't get my pupil halfway into my head when I look to the
I
side.
can move it down. That won't be too hard to change at all.
You can't do that.
Well, when I look up, yeah, but with my eyes fully open, when it rolls to the side, I don't get the pupil hidden. Before the muscles go, oh, hell no. Sorry, I was just taking a picture of my face to see how far I could get it over.
Yeah, the
I thought that's what you were saying the muscles are doing. Okay.
human eye generally cannot do that, where it goes the entire way until it's obscured.
And that's not hard to change. That's like
Yeah, no,
probably
it
the
doesn't.
easiest
He
part in the whole
doesn't.
picture to change.
I mean, with cartoons and all that, it's generally all right. You'll see people do whatever they do, and it will come out decent. But in reality, The human eye will only go so far, and that's because
Yeah, that's in reality, but these are obviously not like normal human eyes. This is
That's
very
what I'm
like
saying.
anime-ish, cartoony style because human eyes are not a giant oval like this.
Exactly, and so that's what I'm
These
saying. I
are
don't really care.
cute eyes. They're adorable, and it doesn't have to be like anatomically right because it's not supposed to be.
No, you must do it the exact right way. It must be exactly right because there's no other right way to do it, right? Okay. But yeah, no, that's correct. Like I said, there's no problem with it either way. But if you're looking for more realistic, that's going to be kind of the way it'll go. But nonetheless, it looks fine. We must all be.
What's the little red mark someone's drawing all over it?
So, I noticed you put a bunch of shadows towards the back of the hair, and I noticed across some of your lines, specifically these front ones, you've used that overlap to be like a wrinkle in the hair, which is great. It makes perfect sense to have that as a separation. So let's show it with the shadow.
Okay.
So if you're to either bring the light down or bring the shadow up just a bit to sort of show when it hits that ridge, it's changing just a little bit.
Also pretty easy to do.
Yeah. That's what I got for this one.
I mean, the hair swirly part, I think, is pretty flat rather than an overlap in hair or anything. But the rest of them, yeah, are kind of going to be a bit more pronounced.
It might just be worth bringing the shadow just back a bit over here just to go across that line with it. So you can bring the shadow in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was more sort of decorative than much else, but yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I would probably bring it over a bit anyway, just because I think it's a bit too far back, looking at the angle of the lighting. What about that bit? What are you doing there?
All right, and there goes BFC for the night.
Oh, that's a hoof boop. Okay. Should have known. It has to be booped.
There you go. It has to make sure that it's a mini plushie, though. It has to be a mini plushie booping.
Well, unless there's anything else you want to say.
I got nothing.
I mean, there's nothing else really to cover. I think overall, everything's decent pretty much. Just the stuff we talked to kind of for ideas and thoughts. Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you. Anybody else got art? Give us your art. What about that adorable pizza CPC was drawing? The pony
Pizza, yes. I actually miss pizza. I haven't had pizza for a long time.
It's so cute. Oh my god. I just want to print off your art and then hug it. CBC, I need to hold it in my arms. It's so adorable.
You can do that, but you'll just have it once.
I have no pizza here. Okay, it's very hard when you have because you can't get it here.
See, I have pizza way too often. My parents went out for like the weekend or like a day and a bit, and I ordered some pizza, and then it was like, get the second pizza for £85. I'm like, cool, that means I'm saving like £17. So I end up with like 2 massive pizzas.
You take when you can get it.
But Domino's here is actually really good, so.
Apparently there's MRE pizza on its way. So
they've been saying that for years, but it will not happen yet. I am waiting for that day. You do not know how excited I am for that. I cannot tell you how excited I am for when I can finally get MRE pizza. That is the one thing I am waiting for life. It's just like, man, that stuff is so good. You just had to bring that up. Like they've been working on that for years, and
what's this?
I'm still waiting for that.
MRE pizza.
Speaking of which, I have MREs that I've been waiting forever. Monkey Wraith has always talked about never having an MRE. I have a whole set of these just waiting for him to try, and he will never get back to me about it.
I have no idea what MRE is.
Meal ready to eat.
Good food.
Yeah.
Most people complain about them. I don't.
They're not that bad. Some of them are actually pretty good.
Oh, I like them. You will get everything you need in the meal and then some out of these things. They are definitely good food, but for a lot of people, they will make you constipated because most people aren't used to eating things like this.
Don't worry, some MREs have you covered there.
That's actually true. The little chiclet gum they have is laxatives.
There's a series called MRE Info.
Wow. I just eat them. I grew up on them, so for me, I don't even do that. But yes, no, they're good stuff. I would not. I'm thankful that they took the vegetarian element out.
Guess what I want to eat now?
An MRE?
Yeah, if you're going to get an MRE, I would recommend getting either the ravioli or the.
Whatever this is, I don't believe I've seen it in England.
It's
There is a
it's-
relevant
It's
doodle picture I need to link into the chat now.
It exists everywhere in the world.
I think we're a bit off topic here, so let's probably bring it back here.
Mostly because we don't have art tossed at us. So if we don't have art for another 7 minutes, I think we'll call it because it'll be 2 hours.
All right. Well, let's see. Does anyone have anything else they want to pull up for sketching?
If you don't have anything for critique, you can always join the
Throw your art now or forever hold your peace until
Or-
next week.
Yeah, next week.
Executing.
Allie has something that Allie posted, and I see a weapon, so I got immediately interested.
Allie's posting stuff?
Yes,
Islands.
and then Fluffy's
Oh,
eye.
that's
And, okay, now that you say that, we're getting pieces.
Okay, that doodle there. Actually, if someone can put it in the thing just so the streamers can see, we had some leftover pizza and I was really looking forward to it, and then I found out that someone had eaten all but one of the slices and I was grumpy. So then I just took this one slice of pizza up to my room and I was all sulky while I was just sitting there nibbling it. So I had to draw my raccoon OC doing that, and then I cheered myself up by drawing that.
You know, that would actually be a cute picture, is to see a bunch of chibi characters nibbling on slices of pizza together in one picture. That would be a good one.
I would share pizza with that raccoon. 10 out of 10.
Hey, pizza's good. Pizza's good. Like I said, I will cook pizza if we ever get people together. If we have the ingredients, I will make pizza.
Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse.
You're still bringing pizza, though, Living Dead. You're going to get pizza one of these days.
I get pizza?
Well, one of these days when we meet up, all of us meet up, you're buying pizza.
Oh, okay.
Why is he buying the pizza?
Because he still owes me pizza.
I guess
I don't even
pizza.
remember anymore why he does. I just remember he does.
I think I said you get pizza if you come over here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was pizza if you go to visit him.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember anymore. I just heard the word pizza, and I will forever remember that.
All right. Air Island. Eland. You there with us? Good.
All right. So, my first question here, Ali, is what firearm are you modeling? Because that's obviously the most important thing to me right now. Yes, while you're getting me that here, tell us a bit about the scene. What are you trying to construct? Like, what are you trying to convey? Tell us a bit about it.
So this is Neo Canterlot. And it is three characters within Neo Canterlot being badasses.
Right. One of them just has to be absolute swagger at the back there. Just
so much
chill.
swagger on him.
And Lyra is just the sparkiest pony now.
So we have Stranger Source playing Lyra, Eland playing Daisy. No. Shoot, I forget her name. Delilah, thank you. And then I am playing Lemon Drop in the back. It's a Fate campaign.
Nice.
All right.
right.
nothing really to say on the clothing. I especially like the body armor attempt right there in the front. So I can definitely pull that out, meaning that that's done all right. And then the SMG right there, especially with the sling, I mean, if it's a 2 point or a 1 point or anything like that, that makes a difference. But it looks like you just have the one wrapped around. I'd recommend looking at QD attachments there as well. That's going to help you, especially in pronouncing that out. QD attachments are always good to have. If you're looking to just have something standard, maybe pull out the barrel a bit more, try and pull out the front. Above that, one of the issues you're going to run into firearms, especially when they end right there, is you have no basic mount for the magazine below. When it comes up into the mag well, something trying to exit out of there, you have so little barrel space that's not going to do too well, especially for accuracy and long distance. Granted, SMGs are for closer range, but you still go out of it. So I'd recommend pulling the barrel out.
Because I'm not too knowledgeable about guns, but you're saying because obviously the bullet's going to come up from the magazine and then be fired straight out of the barrel, which is right in front of it. So obviously they don't have much barrel to get that accuracy up. Is that right?
Partially as well. There's other things with it, but I would, in the end, recommend pulling out the barrel for that a bit more.
Right.
The more barrel you have to travel, generally, the more accurate you can make the rounds, as long as you have propellant necessary behind it to propel it fully out. If it's going to be magazine come up, and then it looks like you only have about an inch, respectively, of barrel length right there, or 2 inches maybe even, it's not going to be effective in any engagement sense in any way that you're looking. It looks great. Don't get me wrong there, but I'd still recommend pushing it out a bit further. Maybe I'd say 3 or 4 inches out from the mag well and receiver.
This is a world where we shoot candy. All gun ammunition is made of candy.
Oh my god! I went on holiday once and I bought this little pellet gun thing, which was quite fun. My sister got one as well. We were just shooting these little yellow. We got these huge jars full of yellow pellets that we were just shooting everywhere. My mum hated it, but I broke mine. We both broke them. Hers just kind of stopped working. Mine was because I was really silly. I had a big jar of millions. I don't know if you guys have them there. The little round blue or pink candy. They're really small, little spheres of sugary candy. But for some reason, they're about the same size as these little plastic yellow pellets. So for some reason, I decided I want to try and fire them out of the gun. And it kind of worked for a couple of shots, but then one of them kind of got smushed when the gun tried to fire, and it just got stuck in. And from that point on, the gun was just broken.
You're ridiculous.
I was firing candy.
Okay, now I get you. It's good to follow here. But yeah, if you have any questions, especially on firearms, definitely let me know. I think that's one area I can actually speak to myself. So yeah, and then I'll also give you a link here in Discord, but as well in the chat for Picardo as to an individual who I'd recommend talking to as well. He's a good guy. I know him. I've known him for years. Really good friends. But if do you know Buckweiser?
They've been around our chat a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I remember inviting him here for that. But if you don't know him, I'd recommend trying to strike up a conversation when he is here. He's from the Philippines. Really good artist, especially with firearms and military technology. He's pretty dang good at what he does. And he's also an engineering student, so he comes from the architectural background where that's what he develops. I know we've worked on a lot of concepts before in the past. So if you're looking for questions about firearms or how to draw them from different angles or how to even in anything dealing with how to make them for drawing, I'd recommend talking with him. He can help you. That is his jam. It's blueberry flavored, but it's his jam. Definitely a guy I'd speak to, though. So that being said, I went off on a tangent because of firearms. But yeah, someone else jump in. I'd say maybe the left rear leg for the front character. Take a look at the creasing in it with that the dark black line for your front character with the SMG there. It kind of just seems a bit off place. Maybe take a look at that, but the leg itself doesn't look problematic. It just something that pops out immediately to me. But that's kind of the major stuff for me. I'm just trying to make conversation before people jump in.
All right. All right. So I've just adjusted your wings a bit. The classic thing that happens on a lot of pictures, people want to show off those wings, and wings are gorgeous. Problem is the body's not turning with it. So your wings are going to be tilted down more. Even in a hover, the wings will be tilted down more.
I'm kind of thinking because when birds fly, their wings don't just go up and down; they kind of rotate in a I don't know. It's hard. The actual movement that they make, they do sort of rotate a little bit as they catch air. So I'm kind of not sure if they were like sort of flapping upwards, then it would realistically make sense. But in the show, they do kind of just go up and down.
If the character was flying backwards, this wing angle would be fine.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense that way.
But if they're flying forwards, then no, the wings would be more rotated inwards like you did with your orange overlay. They do rotate, I understand what you're saying, but for the direction that they're flying, if they're going forward or hovering, then they're not going to be angled up like that. They're not going to be open to catch air.
Yeah. Although I don't really get the sense that they're flying forward too fast. They kind of would be hovering.
Yeah, but they're definitely not going backwards.
I would just the angle definitely. I would kind of probably curve them up a little bit more in a bendy like instead of having them all rigid. But you've definitely got the angle there, LD.
And I just noticed that Lemon Drop's eyes have been swallowed by glasses. But that beard. Pony beards are weird because they just sort of end on the face.
Actually, I did draw a beard not too long ago. Where was that picture?
I know. I used to sometimes draw a spirit one with a goatee, and sometimes people would just be like, they would get all up in arms about it, and they're just like, "How can ponies have facial hair?" And I'm like, "It's not exactly like we haven't seen it in the show. Come on." I know they just have their fur on their face, so it wouldn't really make much sense. But I don't know why people get so upset about it, honestly.
We have color talking ponies anyway, so what's so wrong with saying that?
Yeah. Remember, this is fantasy. Children's fantasy.
Call it a landslide, though escape from reality.
Good way to cover up the eyes if you want to be lazy then. Increase the size of the glasses. And look, they're gone. Yeah, that's about what I got for you.
Well, I don't have anything else anyway. I like your leg shapes, though. I need to improve my legs. That's what I'm trying to focus on at the moment, because I'm really not very good at it.
I think you
I'd recommend cardio. I'd recommend work on your cardio then. That will help in shaping and increasing your muscles in your legs.
Master, you're banned.
I can help you with that if you're interested.
No. Don't even mention exercise. Oh my god.
Anyone else with art they'd like critiqued?
Arty party.
I had a kind of old one, but it might be a bit of a challenge.
How much art have you made? Jeez, man.
I have a lot of whips that I never finish, okay? I actually only finish about 30% of my pictures. At best.
Look at this.
I don't know, I was going through my thing and I found one. I was like, oh yeah, I never finished this picture of growing up Flurry Heart battling with Sombra that I tried to do for some reason. I might have looked before, I'm not entirely sure. I know I was getting critique in the art channel, but I don't think we looked at it on the stream.
Everything. Sorry, we're the same people who are critiquing it in that art channel, so I don't think you're gonna get much more from the stream.
I don't think I've done much work on it since actually. So there was a couple of the little draw along doodles and stuff, but yeah, nothing for now, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
At
fluffy.
least leave the safe word.
I posted that beer plenty for you on Picardo, by the way. But yeah, post it anyway, Fluffy. Post it.
Well, we've already crit it, and plus the stream's been going for
Yeah,
a bit.
don't worry. I've not really got anything else.
Oh,
Okay,
linked one
no worries.
earlier.
MC Labs said that they posted one earlier in the voice chat here.
Oh, there's so many whips I forgot about. Even ones that I was really gung ho about finishing, and kind of just ran out of steam with.
Hey! God damn it, layer. There. Oh, you're the worst. Just the worst.
The best.
Yeah, Little Dixie also says that you can go over their pinky one as well now, if you'd like.
BRB.
Can you link the pinky one to us? If I don't know. Do. Wow, that eye is big. Yeah, that's gonna be my big critique here. That eye is massive. Like Philly style massive. So, we're gonna take this eye, we're gonna bring it down to Allie, what's my usual name for the size of the eye? It's like 2/3 or no, the eyes take up 2/3 of a head in the front. But this is not a Twilight eye.
No.
Twilight.
I think the thing that's throwing, because it like if you take away the cheek for the happy smile, it'd be a very big eye, and I think you need to shrink it down so that even at full size, it'd be about where it is.
Yeah. So just bring it down like yo. No, we want it forward. Oh my gosh, my brain is just shutting down here.
I mean, I'll be honest. For like the past 2 crits, I've just been like snuggling a lion plushie and watching you guys.
Can you send plushies?
Plushies for all.
Yeah, I'm just holding my Shamu plushie.
You have a Shamu?
Uh-huh.
I need a picture of this. Because that sounds like a whale of a
Why?
deal.
Why do you want a picture?
Cause Shamu's cool.
Yep.
Didn't Shamu die?
There have been so many Shamus, like
Well, they
just name all of them Shamu. There have been like hundreds of them.
The front of your muzzle, that separation between muzzle and face, watch out that angle. By creating that curve in there, they're going to grow like some weird nose mold because it's hard to clean out, especially when all you have is hooves. So by giving this nice smooth curve here, it's going to
I don't know. I think that is a matter of preference. When you have a good point, and you're perfectly right to want to do it that way. But I think it is a matter of preference. I mean, in the show, they actually do have a bit of a sharp angle. Not quite as sharp as going like straight up like a snooty nose, but some ponies do. But they do still sort of poke up a bit. Plus, that may be a bit of a steep angle as well, just by my own opinion.
Look at all the muzzle possibilities. They're endless.
We're just gonna get into a thing where it's like we all just draw our own muzzles.
watch the bottom part of the neck where it connects to the head. You'll want to make sure that's tapering towards the bottom part of the jaw. The reason is it smooths out that gap there. It doesn't make it as sharp and jaggedy. Ponies are big round marshmallows of adorableness. By smoothing out these sharp pointy edges, we up adorableness.
Marshmallow.
Horn angle. We're just gonna tilt it forward. Tilt forward a bit. That brings us to 45 degrees. yo, son. Like, yo. Except for thinner, then Living Dead has done it. Because there's some pills he found on the street.
Whoa, bro.
Big horninitis. So that's a picture of Vital absolutely drowned in plushies. That's adorable. Oh man, that's a big Twilight. I've never seen that. When did you get the big Twilight?
What?
The massive Twilight. That's like beside the green pony. Who's the green pony?
Attack of the 50-foot Twilight.
You get in plushies I didn't know of.
That Twilight's like Beanie Baby size.
Oh, it just looks bigger than it. Also, that's a wonderful graphing calculator behind there. Is that the TI-84 or the TI-89?
Oh my god.
TI-89.
Oh, is it the TI-89T?
And I'm down. I had to wait for my draw podcast
Welcome back.
because it crashed.
I don't actually remember. Hang on.
This is important. Also, did you see her shoes? They got pink shoelaces with green. It's so cool. Alright, anyway, I got nothing else to say about this pony. The pony is adorable, and the pony needs to be hugged.
The only thing I had quick thing was the front leg that we see, like that's towards us. It's a little skinny at the attachment point. Give it some marshmallow.
Totally agree.
TI-89 titanium.
Nice. Oh. Wait for it. I could talk about the ear, but I'm not going to. Yeah, no, that's about all I got for it. Any questions from you?
I think that's probably all here. I know that Little Dixie said about the pinky one, but I think that's all the art after that.
I asked them to link it, and I haven't got a link. Does anyone else? I just don't know which picture I'm looking for here. And there's so many posts above that it's going to take me a while to find it if I manually go for it. Yes, we can. Q pencil case.
Hello.
Hello, Joey Jumper 94.
Good evening.
Yep. Let's see if there's an option to change my name.
Yeah, there is. Just heads up, we're currently in a live stream right now. So unless if you're looking at getting art critiqued from us, or if you want to join in the critiquing, we just ask that you either mute your mic or set it to push to talk.
Alright, let's see here. Are you streaming on Picarto?
We are.
Yes.
Oh, what names am I looking for?
I'll post a link.
Thank you.
Plus Fluffy's eye.
Much appreciated.
Holy picture, Batman.
All right. Well, CPC just posted their image as well.
I think we've seen this one before, haven't we? We've been
Lots.
giving them some critique on this one. Definitely coming along there.
I think my biggest critique is
Should we get it into the draw pile first?
well,
I
Oh,
can't
sorry, you were
bring it
making a
into draw
joke.
pile.
well no, it's just there's a point where you can only get something. It's like you're thinking too much about it.
Yeah.
It's since you've been doing this for a while, and it's just each thing is such a small
Definitely.
little
I
change.
get that so much. Like, if I just draw something out, and I'm like, yeah, cool. And then I line it and I color it, and there we go. But if I'm working on something and it kind of takes a little bit more time to sketch it, because obviously it's just more in the picture. By the time I get to the end of the sketch, I don't want to move on to the lining. I keep wanting to just do stuff to the sketch. And then, I get to, on every stage of the drawing, I just want to keep working on it. And, it's an easy mentality to slip into. you want to keep working on it until it's absolutely perfect, and you start seeing problems and stuff just doesn't feel right to you. But sometimes you got to just accept, okay, it's done. It's there we go, move on.
Just like in baking, dough can be overworked, and so can art.
I think it's absolutely perfect. I honestly can't see anything wrong with this picture at all. So I think you're good to go.
I have one question.
Oh.
Eyelashes.
Me too, actually.
They
That's a
are a
good point,
pretty
actually.
defining thing on the mares within MLP.
I didn't notice that.
I actually have a
eyelashes.
question though. What if someone is on a tablet and they don't have a PC? That's why I need the name.
Sorry, what?
And
What is this in
I don't
reference
have
to?
a PC. I'm actually on my tablet because I don't have a PC at the moment.
And
I don't know. I know there's a Picato app for Androids, but I don't know about tablets. You should just be able to view it from the Chrome, though. I'm not sure if it needs like special plugins or whatever.
No, you click on the HTML5 and it'll load fine. The video should play.
As hell.
Yeah, I can't troubleshoot that for you, unfortunately. There is an application for it if you go onto either your
Picato app.
Yeah,
that's what I'm using.
If you would like if you'd like more troubleshooting advice, it's just go typing in our tech channel. Since we're doing a stream right now, we want to keep focused towards the stream, so people in there can help you. But we're going to continue with the stream. Sorry to be.
I just need the name of the channel.
Look in voice chat, and it's
Here. If you'd like to work with us, switch up to a different voice channel, and we'll work with you there, so we can continue on the stream.
Sorry, I hate being that person. Just gotta keep things going on. But I do gotta say, I really like the lighting highlights. The blue is a really nice complement to the pink.
Definitely.
And I love how it blends in. Like it goes blue to like you get this purple feel, which really brings out the darkness.
I have to say that your super high canvas size has worked really well in when you've done those really sharp, crisp highlights, like all the details. Like, okay, you work really big normally, right? And that's good, but a lot of the time your art is very simplistic, and that's fine. I do it as well. I have a nice big canvas, but often really big, simple shapes with a lack of detail. And I actually like how that looks quite big, but in this picture, you've really made use of that big canvas size. You've really taken it to its full potential and put that detail in, and that's really good to see.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, if you ever decide to compress it when you save it, that's gonna make it even look better. It's gonna take all the little jagged things that aren't perfect, no perfect in art, but it's just gonna be that much more pretty. But really, I think you're good on this. I think add the eyelashes if you want. Yeah, there's really not much more we can do.
Be proud. It's done.
It's pretty.
It's a great picture.
And now move on to the next one.
Yes. Well, they have no problem with making more art. They're so good at it.
There's not really anything to say. You definitely tried something different with the fur here, which is definitely something you don't really see often. So it will be interesting to see how, when you fully develop this and finish it up with any changes you made or do before you post it, how that will look in the end. But yeah, nothing really to say here. I think you're fine. I'd like to see a bit more of the one on the right, though, the little one right there, just to see what it looks like a bit bigger, which is kind of funny me saying I'd like to see.
I think that's just a reference, but it's very cute.
It is too. I agree there, yes.
Was there something else? Someone was.
The little Dixie was going to post something, but we haven't got anything in a while from them.
Yeah, I'm not sure which pinky they're talking about. There's a few on their gallery.
Are they? Oh no, they're still in there. That's I don't see a green pony there.
Okay, yeah, they say hang on. All right, there we go. All right, that pinky. Okay.
That's the one I saved. Because it's cute.
That's adorable. That image they use as an icon is horrifying, though. Eyes not blinking together scare me. Sure. This. Oh, that's so. What? Oh, come on, program. Do
So
things.
while they're getting that up, right off the bat, what I would say here is the verticality of the piece. It kind of, at least in perception, okay? I'm not saying the piece is, I'm just saying perception. It looks scrunched together, like you
I was thinking that.
Yeah, you
actually.
take something and then you squeeze and compress it to the sides.
Because I've seen this before. Like there was an artist. There's some pictures shared on. I think I'd seen them on Google Plus or something. But they were really good art. But they honestly look like they've been squished horizontally. Sometimes you just kind of get that impression.
Right, and it may not be what you did, so don't worry about that. It's nothing to worry about. But partially what I'd say maybe doing that is actually your background, the green box and the white right there. I know that the Picardo here doesn't do it justice in showing that because Picardo has a white background to the piece, so it doesn't really show that here compared to on DA. But what I would say is that kind of itself gives a visual impression of compression, kind of like when people wear stripes for slimming. Supposedly, I've never figured out why that works because it doesn't seem to work for me.
It's a visual thing.
I'm not saying me. I'm saying the perception of it looking at someone wearing stripes. That's what I'm trying to say, but I can't word right. Quiet you. I'm a runner, okay, so I have no problems with it.
It's supposed to be how it leads your eyes. The way the light and the shapes hit your eyes, it kind of creates an optical illusion. But yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Yes. So that's kind of what I'm getting at here. I'm not saying that's what you did. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that it kind of creates the perception within the mind's eye of that. And just that slimming is the one kind of major concern that I initially pull out of everything here, I would say.
Okay. Hey, mind if we throw something out there?
Yep. Who is this? Oh, Joey.
Yeah. So I made that with the. Does anyone use Gmod?
Yep, Gary's mod.
I know of it.
Yeah, I started out with a screenshot that I'm taking Gmod, and then I start modifying it with two different art programs. One of them is the built-in art program for DeviantArt called DA Muro, and the other one is called MS Paint.
So I'm pretty sure we all know of both of those.
Yeah.
Especially the infamous MS Paint.
All right, can we finish up this piece and then we'll move on to yours?
So before we do that here, because we'll tie back to that here, but to help Dixie finish up on this critique here, I would say that for me at least, try and draw out, or at least don't make the lines stop at the same point. For reference here, looking at Pinky, where the green and yellow border boundary there of that centerpiece, and then you see Pinky's front hoof coming up, it stops at almost the exact same point right there. So you constrain your character in that stripe per se, and you have this white stripe on one side, you have this white stripe on the other. What I'm trying to get at that is, if you constrain your characters to one point only, it makes it look slimmer. If you put them in one container, it makes it look slimmer. If you jump over that a bit and kind of push out, you did that with the tail. You did that a bit with Twilight over there, I think. That's Twilight, Starlight. I honestly don't know because I haven't watched most of the show lately. I just don't have... so correct me if I'm wrong, I apologize. The character right there. But how that character kind of pushes out farther past that boundary, that's good to do. Yes, thank you. I'm bad with names, okay? I have my stories. I'm bad with names. But if you push farther than the boundary, you can help kind of go against that perception that's created from being constrained within a stripe. And that could be one thing that could help. I can't give you a solution other than that, because that's the only thing that comes to mind for me right now. Yes, I would also say maybe flesh out the faces a bit more, kind of like push them out, open them up a bit, and just the bodies and everything look canted. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just with the way that you do the striping, perception it creates kind of what's the word? Compresses the characters in to make it look like that perception.
I must say though, I do love the shape of the face. Like the anatomy you've got works really well. There's some good weight to the body, to the hair. There's lovely swirl there. A lot of shape and movement in your pictures. Lots and lots of movement. But I really like the faces, like whether you got like the mouths, you got like Pinky's mouth open and like her chin kind of bends around that. It's something I do as well, and you've done it really nicely here. You just got so much lovely shape and emphasis in your picture there. I love that one so much.
Agreed there.
One thing I might consider saying as a suggestion, I've done it here, as Masterwork was saying, bust the borders, but I've just pushed a bit further and busted the border of your picture completely off here, made objects stick out. The reason this often works is because it takes them off of that background and sort of makes them popping through.
Because basically they're still in a frame, just a slightly bigger frame. If you're gonna make the parts overflow, you might as well like do those last little bits of the hair that you're cutting off and just really finish it.
Agreed. The best way I can say it too, I guess here, is when you leave a character or an object within a border boundary that you've created in the background, it looks like it's on the same level plane. So it looks like this is part of where this is, or just immediately behind it. So there's almost no difference in frame of reference or distance. That being said, is when you break that mold or break that container, that creates a different perception, saying this is an object. This isn't just in front of it, but it's actually superseding
it. Separates it.
Exactly. It separates it by a certain amount of distance. So it creates more of a tangible like weight to the character or distance or impact of it. So it's not just saying this is all, this is little, this is right next to it. No, it's bouncing out, it's bounding forth, it's pushing out from that background. And that's what I would say would help you a lot.
Yeah. Also, a good rule of thumb is if you have anything with transparency in the background at all, like you do have the kind of the smaller background minimized there, but anything where you've got that, you want to try and finish as much of the sides of the character as possible, because the more sides of the canvas your drawing goes through, the less applicable the PNG is. Like if you ever needed to put it in a background, to stick it up on your wall, to do anything with it, the more sides you've got free, the easier it is to sort of adapt that picture and use it in other things. So it's just kind of a good rule of thumb to try and finish. If you've got a bit of hair cut off, might as well just extend that canvas a little bit and finish off that bit of hair, just in case you ever need to like put it on something. Just something I learned in doing magazine design and stuff. I had to go back to a lot of my old pictures and like finish up the sides and everything.
I definitely agree with that, and you can always erase and tighten things in. Fluffy and I had a conversation this a while back here where he was talking about how he wanted to, I remember this, I don't know if you remember this, but we were talking about how you wanted to try and improve the perspective of your drawing on the couch that you drew with the two ponies. And you and I were talking about that, and one of the suggestions that we had talked through is by drawing the full scene, drawing all of the characters and all that, and then zooming in on the actual, since it was digital, zooming in and cropping it. So therefore,
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was doing it. I was doing this in a different picture though, more recently. If you go outside the canvas, and because cropping's great, but draw the whole picture and then crop into it. Like I was doing it with the fireworks picture that I think we critiqued it last week, or maybe the week before. I don't know, but we it was one of the things that was said was because I wanted to put some ponies in the background, I had to extend the canvas up, draw the entire ponies in, and then crop it down again. And same for the bodies of the characters in there, because it's just really hard. You wouldn't think it would be, but it's really hard to get things accurate and drawn properly when you're on a constrained canvas. Which is why I was saying to someone in the art channel earlier that they like to fill up their whole sketchbooks and they're not really good at it. And I say, don't fill up the whole sketchbook. Get the whole page. Sorry. Get whatever size you want to draw at. Get a bigger sketchbook and just draw in the middle of the page, because you can crop it down later. But you want to be able to have that space to draw out the outside of the margin.
Definitely, you can always come and do more with it, but that's what we'd probably recommend to start.
Because cropping is very good for visual composition, but it's a case of just making sure that everything's accurate. Obviously, with this picture, it's fine. You drawing those little bits in the side, you're not going to say, oh, actually, that leg is going at a weird angle or something. You can see with your drawing here, it's obviously good. But if you cropped off like a lot of the character's body, then sometimes it's helpful to draw the body in first and then crop, because sometimes you go, oh, actually, I had the leg looked okay cropped, but it's kind of going off at a weird angle, so sometimes it's worth changing.
All right, everyone who was in that draw pile, you're gonna have to bail out and join back in. The entire thing just went wrong.
Sounds good.
And imploded. All right, we're gonna move on because you've been talking about cropping for the last 10 minutes, and there's not that many writing crops in the world.
Oh my god. So, Gmod MS Paint picture.
Yes.
What exactly? What parts of this have you? Because you said you were going over this. It was a screenshot, and then you were going over it with MS Paint and DeviantArt Miro. But what parts have you done? Because I don't really see anything MS Painty in this, or Miro, because that doesn't give you much to work with either.
Maybe we have to ping them because they're in the.
Oh yeah. Oh no! Wait, here they come.
Hey Joe.
They unmuted.
Actually, not you, Mom. There's a link to the original screenshot.
Oh yeah.
Original screenshot.
So it's just the glowing on the string.
So if you look closely, you could see
It's an orange bit
ring.
and the. Oh yeah.
Although MS Paint wasn't used on this one though.
All right.
I see.
I see
So,
what you've done.
you put a ring connecting the two strings to the big bunch of strings. I think that was a good move. That does make more visual sense.
They also removed the time session in the top corner.
That thing is actually police agenda, and then on the top corner, and on the lower corner was the more of the HUD. I forgot to remove those.
That's fine. Don't worry about
I did
it.
remove the U time on the opposite upper corner.
All right. So what are you looking for as far as critique here? Because this looks like you've placed the character inside of this area and trying to make them float with balloons, right?
Actually, the character was already there. The magic glow, and then notice the
little red ring up here, or silver with orange loop. That thing.
Yeah.
It'll update on the stream in like 4.5 minutes. It'll be there. See everyone who just left.
Bye-bye.
All right. I really don't see any real issues here. If you want to take this a little bit further and maybe use some tools that will be a little happier for what you're trying to pull off, I'd suggest looking towards a program called GIMP. It's another free piece of software. It's somewhat like Photoshop, but made by people who don't know how to program
That's
UIs.
actually what I use to learn to draw, from amateur to not quite amateur anymore.
They have a lot of rules and guides written so you can read through on any questions you may have with it. It's a very open program for doing almost.
Yeah, like you won't want to go back to using MS Paint for anything after you've used GIMP. Honestly, it's a really good starter's tool for getting into art. I will recommend it to anyone who's even interested in doing even the slightest bit of drawing, because all the other programs honestly are a lot more professional and more niche based. You really need to know what you're doing already, mostly. But with GIMP, there's a lot of tools there to help you learn to draw, and it's completely free, not just cracked or anything. You know, it's actually a free program. So as far as the free ones go, it's probably one of the best ones. So it's great just to sort of learn. Like you can do all the soft brushes and layers and masks and pretty much anything you need to all the tools that you'll need for professional image making. So you get to know how to use those. Like if I told you about layer blending modes and stuff like and clipping masks and things, you wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about. But like that's what GIMP can help you learn.
Definitely, but go through the guides that will help.
There's also the most awesome of arting programs, which is a pencil and a piece of paper.
Yes.
I agree.
That's what we all use. Definitely agree there.
Nope, never ever touch them. They're evil.
I try to keep up with my traditional sketching now and then, just as a bit of fun doodling. It's important to do every now and then.
Mm-hmm. There's no need to, if you don't want to do digital, there's no need to ever do it. There's people that never touch digital, and there's people that love digital. I think they're both great, so I do both. 'Cause why not? Yay, art.
Art is fun. Plus.
Yay.
Was there anything else then that you wanted us to look at?
Or any more specific questions on this one? Oh, they're muted again.
Yeah. Now, have you noticed the thing between the two HUD bits that did remain?
This green text over here?
Should be green.
Reinvent Moon? Revenant Moon? I can't quite read it. I lowered the quality on the picture.
Yeah, that's actually what it says.
Alright, and what about it?
Did you notice it at first?
I did.
Yeah, I kind of looked around the HUD because it's kind of there. Like you would like I can tell honestly, like with MS Paint, obviously it'd be a lot harder to remove a lot of the HUD elements that aren't over just basic colors like the sky was. But with a better art program that lets you use layers and like healing brushes and clone tools, you can remove those things with much more ease. Obviously, you could probably take off all the rest of the HUD elements.
Well, I think there's a way to disable the HUD actually.
Yeah, that would make it even easier for you.
Yes, that would make it even easier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if you have any, or if you don't have any specific questions on this, I think we're done with it. We really don't have any more pieces of critique for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, overall, keep working on it, keep developing, and next time, let us know. We do have a Reddit critique insert, so if you have anything throughout the week you'd like us to critique, put it in the Reddit there for the MLP Drawing School, and we will get to it on our next critique stream on Tuesday.
What day?
Tuesday. Today.
Tuesday?
We do it every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is -5 right now.
What time zone?
Eastern
Pacific?
Standard.
Okay, so what does that translate to in Pacific, though?
What time is it there right now?
You can find like time zone converters online. I've had to deal with this a lot in like planning radio show times between like Europe, America, and Australia and stuff. So it can get really complicated, but you can find like
It's
converters
5:11
everywhere.
here.
I think it's called Time and Date. That's the best one. Anyway, if we have nothing else, we're going to call this a day. This has been 2 hours and 40 minutes of art banging fun. I would like to remind everyone there is still an Eggy going on, and it needs more ponies wearing adorable clothes, and there's a pony wearing a hat.
Yes.
It must be a serious hat.
Oversized clothes are so cute.
It's weird seeing
Is that what the theme is?
Bishy's art without melty eyes.
So cute.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you everyone for coming. We hope to see you next time. And as always, keep drawing, keep creating, and keep doing good work.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.